somebody pulls a gun on your head, holds a gun to your head and says, hey, you better take this U-Haul, then that's a defense.
That's pretty much.
So state, he's saying someone forced him to take the U-Haul.
Okay, this case starts messy. 2 cause numbers, a plea withdrawal, and then the bombshell, citizenship. When immigration consequences enter the chat, every single word in court matters, because one wrong checkbox can flip someone from probation eligible to deportation risk instantly.
This is a motion to revoke.
No, it's PSI.
Oh, it's a PSI?
Yeah.
Thank you. Did he do a plea on 2 cases?
Yes, Judge, and we did the withdrawal of the plea last time we were here on the theft charge, which I believe is.
All right, there's an issue over his citizenship, correct?
That's correct.
All right, so are you all asking to proceed with the trial, or what are we doing here? And sir, you need to be in the center and your attorney is over here.
Yes. So the agreement, Your Honor, was that we would withdraw the plea on the theft charge. Let me get the case number.
No, I mean, are you all withdrawing the plea on both cases?
No, Judge, just on the theft charge.
So have you conferred with the state to see what they want to do?
No, because I mean, nothing's changed. I mean,
Well, I mean, if you're just withdrawing the plea on one case and you all pled to 2, there's still the other case that's out there.
right, and so nothing is changing, Judge. The only difference is the Padilla letter. It changes kind of for the Padilla letter whether it's a aggravated felony or if it's a deportable offense.
All right, so I'm trying to, if y'all want to confer, because he pled to a felon in possession of a firearm and theft 30,000, for a vehicle. So I'm trying to figure out, are you all withdrawing pleas in both of those cause numbers?
No, just on the theft one.
So the felon in possession of the weapon, you're saying it will not affect his status?
Well, all of them are deportable, Your Honor, and he's aware of that. Everything is deportable.
All right, so state, you all want to confer?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, it's my understanding that the defendant's going to withdraw his plea. It was on 2023 CR 4112, but that the plea would still stand in 2023 CR 3934.
So what is going to happen with the 4112? Is that going to trial?
We'll take it into consideration, Judge.
Okay,
So in essence, instead of pleading on 2, he's just going to plead on the 1.
so he's pleading on the 3934?
Yes, the vehicle.
All right.
And
Yes, that's correct.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 3934 and 2023 CR 4112, State of Texas versus Ernest Morales. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Anita Perez for the defense, Judge.
All right, and are you Mr. Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and taking your plea, we discovered that you were not a U.S. citizen. Is there any motions from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor, we would like the court to withdraw the plea on the felon possession of firearm, cause number 2023 CR 4112. And I believe the state is not opposed.
States are not opposed, Judge.
All right, and you're not opposed to being our motion, correct?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will grant the motion to withdraw. And as both parties know, if someone is not a citizen and they have not been advised on the consequences of their plea, then a withdrawal is what is needed. And so I will grant the motion to withdraw in that case. Now, next we move on to 2023 CR 3934. Are you all proceeding with the plea in that cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery in that case? I believe the no contest plea was already entered, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, and count 2 was waived. And according to the plea bargain agreement, the state is silent on his application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
No.
And have you had a chance to speak with an immigration attorney on behalf of Mr. Morales?
Yes, Judge. Sarah May is here. She's present in the courtroom as well. And she's also submitted to me a Padilla letter that admonishes Mr. Morales on his immigration consequences. And if the court wants me to go into that right now, or if the court wants me to go into it a little bit later, it's up to the board.
All right, so with regards to the waiver and admonitions, the defendant checked the box that he is a United States citizen. So my understanding, he is not a citizen, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so then the paperwork needs to be changed. So if you all can change this and initial it, please.
Yes.
So Mr. Morales, you understand that you're charged with the offense of theft, $30,000 to $150,000 of a vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand
Yes, Your Honor.
the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, so, all right. Here's my question. Number one, what is your first language?
Spanish.
All right, would you be more comfortable with an interpreter?
No.
All right, so how long have you been in the United States?
Well, I was 11 years old when my mom brought me here. I'm 42.
All right, did you go to school here?
Yes.
All right, so are you able to communicate with me in English?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been able to understand everything?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so here's the question. Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So counsel,
Yes, Judge.
has he been given the advice of an immigration attorney?
Yes, Judge. So we've talked it over with Sarah May, and I mean, if the court wants me to go into all his charges and all the deportable offense, like I can do that, Judge.
Yeah.
And you know,
Well, did he have ample time to speak with Ms. May?
yes, he has.
All right. Has he been advised of the consequences of entering a plea of no contest or guilty as it relates to his immigration status?
Yes, Judge.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, and the denial of naturalization?
That is correct, Judge. Yes.
Do you believe he understands the consequences of entering a plea in this case as it relates to his immigration issues?
Yes, he does.
Mr. Morales, have you had ample time and opportunity to speak with an immigration attorney about your status here in the United States?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had ample time to speak to them about the consequences of entering a plea in this case as it relates to your immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did that consequences include things such as deportation, exclusion from the United States, and the denial of naturalization?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the consequences of entering a plea of guilty or no contest as it relates to your immigration status here in the United States?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state and defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report, state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No,
Any
Judge.
witnesses from the state or the defense?
None from the state, Judge.
All right, then the state is silent. The court will hear argument. Defense?
Yes, Judge. So my client, he's 42 years old. He's from Nicaragua. He's got one prior felony conviction, and that was back in 2010. It was a 39-day jail sanction for possession of controlled substance. And then he had an evading arrest back in 2007 where he served 100 days jail. We are asking for probation, Judge. He's only been to prison one other time. He doesn't want to go to prison. Obviously, that was 13 years ago. He's 42 years old. He has 3 kids, 2 of which are adulted out, and he's got an 11-year-old that's still underage. He does work as a roofer. He's worked most of it. Well, obviously, he's worked all of his adult life. I have spoken to his boss on several occasions. He was not able to be here today, Judge. I can proffer that he would testify that he has a job rep for him because he has told me numerous times that he will give him a job because he's a good worker. He is not a citizen, so we talked about that with Ms. May. He has never he has a deferred adjudication on the controlled substance charge. He doesn't have a deferred adjudication on the theft charge, which is why we're applying for deferred adjudication on this particular charge, Judge, because it significantly will impact and it'll improve his chances of not being deported if he should be granted deferred adjudication. Notwithstanding, my client obviously regrets what he did. I don't know if you want to tell the court about what happened that day, and just kind of let her know. I'll
right,
defer to my client.
Okay, before we get to that, I don't see in the PSI report, excuse me, that he's ever been to prison. So has he been to
It's
prison?
state jail. It was state jail, Judge.
No, it
39
doesn't
days.
even show him being to prison for a state jail. The state jail, he was placed on deferred adjudication. Then it said probation expired.
2010.
So I don't see that. That one, that was 39 days, but not in the state jail facility because it was only 39 days. So that had to have been in the Bexar County Jail.
Well, but that's the only felony conviction that he has, Judge.
Okay.
So, I mean, I.
No.
Yeah.
It counts as a felony conviction, but I just didn't see it.
I mean, yeah, it was a short, I don't know if you were on.
I never been to prison, never been to DC state jail. Oh, anything like that.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ernesto Morales.
All right, is there anything you would like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. Like, to begin, I'm 42 years old. I got into this trouble with these people because I owed them some money. You know, I owed them like about almost $3,500. They had loaned me the money to get an apartment, you know, and get my life, you know. Well, the time came to pay them. I didn't have the money to pay them back, and I just started working back at the roofing for a living, you know. I was like forced to do what I did, you know, in order to pay that money back.
What do you mean forced to do what you did? Did somebody have a gun to your head and say, hey, take the U-Haul?
Yes, pretty much. Because
I mean, it's not pretty much. Did somebody do that?
yes, because I owe them the money, you know, I owe them $3,500.
All right, so here's the thing. If you commit an offense, I mean, I've never had this happen to me, but I know from law school and from the law, if you commit an offense, I mean, not killing anyone, but if somebody pulls a gun on your head, you know, holds a gun to your head and says, hey, you better take this U-Haul, then that's a defense.
That's pretty much.
So state, he's saying someone forced him to take the U-Haul.
That's pretty much what happened. And so I did it, right? And that was my way of paying him back the money that he had loaned me, you know.
All right, I tell you what, this is what we're going to do. We're going to let you sit and talk to your attorney, all right? Because what you're telling me.
I don't want this over tonight, y'all. I mean,
Well,
today,
no. But here's the thing. I like for people to have a chance to communicate with their attorneys. You just told me that someone forced you at gunpoint to commit this offense. I want you to discuss that with your attorney because this may be the first time your attorney's hearing that. I don't know that. So just, we're still here. We'll be here till 12, but discuss that with your attorney, okay? So have you had a chance to speak with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything you wish to say with regards to what he stated?
Yes, Judge. Well, as we talked about before, Mr. Morales is not a US citizen. And so obviously, getting to this point, to this plea, and the reason why we are pleading to this charge versus the other charges, it has to do everything with his immigration status. So even if the state could prove he was, or even if we could prove that he was innocent of one, he, you know, is guilty on the other ones. So
Okay, so
that's
what,
our rationale
all right,
for our plea bargain agreement, Judge.
because what's in the PSI report is different from what he told me. What's in the PSI report is that, yes, he was struggling financially. And it's on page 9 of the PSI report. He said he owed a debt to someone, offered him a job to pay off his debt, which was to go steal a truck. That's different from somebody put a gun to my head and said,
Nah, I mean,
take this truck.
that didn't really happen, you know, like, I mean, I owed them the money, but they didn't really like, you know,
All right, so why are you making me believe that somebody put a gun to your head, or at least trying to make me believe that someone put a gun to your head and said, go steal these trucks?
I'm nervous, Your Honor, to be honest with you, and to be honest with you, I just want to ask you, like, I'm 42 years old. I have 3 daughters, you know, my 2 oldest one, they married, you know, like, my youngest one, she's 11. She depend on me.
But I mean,
I'm
you're out
not-
here stealing.
It's just this wrong what I did, you know, and like, I mean, it's been 10 years since the last time I got in trouble. You know, I completed probation once, and I was gonna ask you, I was gonna beg you, I'm willing to take 20 years probation.
Oh, we don't do that
I'm
here.
willing to take the monitor. I'm willing to take drug tests every day. I'm willing to take community service and AA classes. It was a mistake that I made, you know.
No, it's not a mistake. It's choices you made. These are choices. These are not mistakes. So you made choices. You made choices to steal the U-Haul. And honestly, I'm seriously thinking about sending you to prison. But what I'm weighing against sending you to prison is the fact that, yes, you have a state jail felony drug case and you were given misdemeanor punishment for it. But what I'm thinking about is the fact that there's restitution that's owed. There is $1,800 owed to U-Haul.
I'm willing to pay all that.
There is $5,100 that's owed to Shane Drake, and I know that these people want their money.
I will pay all that back.
No, I mean, don't make promises that you're not intending to keep, all right?
Like, that's on my kid's life, Your Honor.
Oh,
Like,
no, 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 no. Don't be throwing stuff on your children's life. That is not a good look, and that's not a good sign when people say, I do everything on my child's life. Your child don't want whether you complete something or not to depend on their life, because I'm sure you said when you had probation for drug cases, on my child's life, I will never use again. And what I'm looking at, some more possession less than a gram case. On my child's life, I will complete this possession less than a gram case. And what ends up happening? You really didn't complete it well. So don't come to me with on my child's life. I'm sure with this evading arrest, this misdemeanor case, on my child's life, I'll never pick up another case again. So don't come to me with on my child's life. If you want to bet on somebody's life, bet on your own life.
right. It's been 10 years, Your Honor, since the last time I got in trouble.
You know when the last time I got in trouble for a criminal case?
Never,
Yeah. You know when the last time your attorney got in trouble for a criminal case?
never,
You know when the last time he got in trouble for a criminal case?
never,
You know the last time the deputy got in trouble for a criminal case?
never.
So don't come here with me with the last time I got into trouble for a criminal case is 10 years ago, like that's something fantastic. When you're put on this planet, all you have to do is follow the rules.
Right.
And it's not like you committing an offense and it's some civil disobedience or something else is going on. You're just being selfish.
Right. The only reason, to Your Honor, why I'm here in front of you, because these charges are from February, right? So February, March, April, I came out on April, I think, on a PR bond, right? ICE picked me up. Immigration picked me up from here when I got released on April. Well, they released me an hour later, you know. Well, back then, I didn't know that when they released me, I was supposed to report back.
But let's start with this. Why did immigration pick you up?
Because I'm not a citizen.
No, there are plenty of people who are residents. You're a resident.
Yeah, I'm a
So
resident.
why did they pick you up?
Because of my charges.
So it's not like immigration just popped up and like, oh,
No.
let's see who's the that's why they pick you up. So don't come with.
Well, I mean, I didn't know they picked me up because of my charges, you know. Because my thing, you know, it was expired, you know. But when they released me, I didn't know I was supposed to, you know, like report, you know, like they never told me, well, we're gonna release you, but you still gotta report back, you know. Now that the immigration lawyer, you know, was here, now I know.
Let me just tell you, I really don't think you're a good candidate for probation. Counsel, if you want to bring in his employer, you're more than welcome to do that. Maybe I'll think about it, but I don't think he's a good candidate with the information I have right now. So if you want to have his employer come in to testify, we can recall this for Monday. His employer can come in.
They're not gonna come, Your Honor. I'll be completely honest with you. They're not. I mean, they're willing to hold me like out there when I'm out there, you know, but when it comes down to like them, you know, being all around these days, I'm being completely honest with you. They're not gonna come. They're not.
All right. So why wouldn't they come?
Because they don't like to be involved, you know, like in all this stuff. I mean, they will help me if I'm not there, you know what I mean? But like, to be honest with you, like completely honest with you, I'm not even gonna waste your time. Or I'm not even gonna waste my time. I know for a fact they will not come. You know, that's for a fact, you know.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration 2023 CR 4112, 2023 CR 4111. There's to be restitution. All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Morales?
Just, if I can address the court.
Sure.
So with respects to the, it'll be a conviction.
Yes.
Obviously that changes the immigration deportable offenses standards. We were originally asking for a deferred adjudication, on that particular charge, because it would make it less on his immigration status. I don't know if the court can reconsider.
No.
Let us continue.
I mean, he said his witnesses are not coming. No. I'm sentencing him to the 3 years. And I've given him less than he bargained for. So that's what I'm sentencing him to. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. 2015 CR 11815W, State of Texas versus Amia Cooper. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Charles Bunt for Ms. Cooper.
And are you Miss Cooper? All right. Miss Cooper, well, before we do that, Mr. Bonk, you are appointed to represent Miss Cooper today. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Have you had ample time to review the allegations in the motion?
I have, and we're waiving our preparations.
All right. Miss Cooper, do you understand that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for a hearing on this matter? You need to say yes or no. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you understand your attorney is waiving that right and he's asking to proceed now? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any objection to proceeding with this now?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Amia Cooper who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2015 CR 11815W for the offense of promotion of prostitution of a person younger than 18 years and placed on probation on January 25th, 2016 for a period of 5 years and extended for 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 2 on or about the 25th day of July 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Amia Cooper, did in there legally use a controlled substance, namely methamphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Okay, here's the thing. I can't hear you. You're going to have to speak up. You can't be whispering because I know when you're in public, you don't whisper. So how do you plead to a violation of condition number 2 that's just been read by the state? True or not true?
It's true.
We'll
State-
waive the remaining violated conditions, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, there is, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
It is to adjudicate guilt or revoke the individual offer of probation and is sentenced to 2 years in TDC.
Is that the agreement?
That is our agreement, Judge.
Ms. Cooper, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
I cannot
Yes.
hear you. All right. The court will follow your agreement, find you guilty, grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served.
Just for the record, Judge, I've been told by the court staff and the probation department, she has 576 days credit that we're asking to receive.
Robert, yeah,
Yes.
needs time for her state ed status and state ISF.
All right. Were those successfully
Yes,
completed?
Your Honor.
All right. And I'll give her credit for any time and inpatient treatment. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question about what a weapon or need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. I understand the issues that you've had in your life, but at some point in time, you are going to have to start making better decisions, because otherwise you're going to find yourself in and out of prison and back to the same place that you were before. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have a significant other or somebody in your relationship who wants you to do things that are not for your best, then you need to drop them, because they mean you no good. And I don't know if what I'm telling you is sinking in or not, but if you have a boyfriend out there who's making you do things or wants you to do things for fast and easy money, then guess what? That is not the person for you. And you're going to have to stop using drugs, because otherwise what you had in your system today, that could be the last time you use. And then guess what? There would be somebody dead in Bexar County or somebody dead in a field, and they'd be trying to identify the body. Then somebody would identify the body, and it may be you. Don't be that person. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. We may excuse.
You may be excused. Thank
Please subscribe to help the channel.
you. Oh, then they would follow dismissal. So usually when you have a case, and let's say, we'll just call the defendant John Doe. Let's say John Doe has 3 cases. Defense attorneys don't like this, but the state can decide which case they're going to proceed on. All right, thank you. So the state can decide which case they want to go on. So if a person has a drug case, an assault case, and a burglary case, the state can decide, oh, I want to go on the burglary case. And the defense could say, no, I want to go on the drug case. Now, mind you, the judge can say, you know what? State, this is the case I'm calling for trial, and that's the one that we're going on. And then the state can either dismiss it or not. Now, sometimes the state will file a dismissal, and they will say, we're filing dismissal, but we're going to re-indict or bring it back again. Because all of these cases, when a dismissal is filed, they're not necessarily dismissed with prejudice. When a case is dismissed with prejudice, that means that it cannot be brought back again. So I'm a firm believer in this court do not file a dismissal because you don't have your witnesses or you're not ready, and then you are going to just go back up, re-indict it, and bring it back again. I think that's a little bit unfair. It's rare that I'll allow that. And the reason why I think it's unfair is because if you have a defense attorney and a defense attorney is not ready, the defense attorney doesn't have the same means to say, oh, I'm just going to dismiss this case and I'll come back on a different day when I'm ready. The only thing they can do is file a motion for continuance. And it could be accepted, granted, or denied. So let's say, for example, the defense files a motion for continuance and it's denied. Then they have to deal with that. They're going to trial. If the state files a motion for continuance and it's denied, then they can next say, oh, well, I'm filing this dismissal. And sometimes they will do it so that they can file the dismissal, then go back up and re-indict and start over because they were not ready. But the thing about dismissals is, as a judge, I don't have to sign them. It hasn't happened before, but defense attorneys can actually say, Your Honor, I object to them dismissing this. I object to your signing the dismissal because they've already informed me they're going to refile the case. Usually it's something like that. You're welcome. And then right now, I've received word, felony drug court is at capacity. So that means that people who have drug issues. All right, could everyone please whisper? Yeah. So what that means is there are no longer any spaces available for me to send people to felony drug court. So if I have someone who has a drug problem, the option of sending them to felony drug court is not there. So I will have to probably send them to SADF, which is about 180 days. But each one of these drug treatment places that I send people, there are wait times associated with them. So SADF is about 180 days, but then you have a wait time, and your wait time at the jail could be a month for you to get in there. And so then for me, the choice is this. All right, this person has just told me they use heroin every day or they use meth every day. If I release them, they're going to use heroin every day, they're going to use meth every day, and they may end up dying or may end up injuring somebody. So people who want help, they will say, no, I'll stay in jail and wait for the transfer. And then if they're sent to SADF and they get in SADF, then maybe a felony drug court will have a felony drug court graduation and their health spaces available, and I can send them there after that. Or either I may send them to SafeP, and SafeP is a drug treatment program, but it's actually at the prison. But they don't put you with people who are there serving their time. You're in the prison where you have people who are there for drug treatment. And that's a 6-month program. Up to 9 months. And then when you are released from from SafeP, they'll put you in sort of the equivalent of a halfway house. So, but there are a lot of different places. The hardest place is pregnant people. The hardest place is to find a place for them because nobody, I don't want to say nobody, many people do not want to deal with that because when you think about it, if you have someone who's on heroin or some type of drug and they're pregnant, they're always putting them on methadone or something else to make sure that the baby is okay, make sure they're not going through withdrawals, because I'm not a medical doctor, but what I've learned is when you are pregnant, you can't have your body going through these withdrawals. So usually they'll do methadone. But even with methadone, when a baby is born, that baby is addicted to methadone and they still may have withdrawals. So that's why I always tell everybody, when you're pregnant, everything that you're doing, your baby is doing. And I don't know if your mom has ever had you go to the hospital with her, but when she was a prosecutor, I was a defense attorney. I've been to the hospital before because sometimes my clients were babies. And you go there and the babies are just crying nonstop because they're going through withdrawals. And of course, they don't know why am I in so much pain? And sometimes they end up getting morphine to sort of calm them a little, but you don't know what effect that's later going to have in their development. And that's why I want to say when I first started doing cases involving children, it wasn't the law that you had to tell the person who was adopting the child everything that child went through. So then you would adopt a child and you would be trying to figure out, hey, what's wrong? Why are they not doing well in school? Why can't they concentrate? What's going on? So they changed the law. And so now people who are adopting children, they're supposed to get a packet. And in that packet, they will tell you, this is the medical conditions they've had. If there's some sort of genetic issues in that packet, it's supposed to be in there. Yes. Yes. So they put all of that in there. So that happens a lot, but I only have a limited amount of things that I can do because this is criminal court. And sometimes I would say my hands are tied a little bit in the fact, say, for example, somebody's charged with injury to a child. Well, Child Protective Service may already done their case and looked at it. The person that has done parenting classes, they've done all of this. And now the child has been placed back with a parent. And I've had nothing to do with that. It's the civil side placing them back to the parent. And they're the only parent, no, the parent. And I'm looking at the case and maybe I think this person should be in prison or this person shouldn't have any children. I have to balance that against CPS has already placed the child with them. So, and sometimes when I say, all right, I'm going to go along with what CPS is doing, how I try to make sure the child is still protected, I will tell probation, you need to go out there every month and do randoms, check on the child and see what's going on and talk to the child separately. So it's a lot.
So, the final result. Cooper admits the drug violation. The court follows the plea deal, adjudicates guilt, revokes supervision, and sentences her to 2 years in prison with credit for time served. After warning her that the lifestyle around fast money and drugs will keep dragging her right back here. It's a blunt reminder that probation is a last chance, not a safety net. If this hit you, drop a comment, then like, share, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.
The record, please, for the state.
Daniel Escobar for the state.
Defense.
Keith Engelke.
And are you Mr. Darren Kinsley Parker? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Darren Kinsley Parker who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 4014 for the offense of unlawful carrying a weapon on prohibited places on June 23rd, 2022 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State.
Violated condition number 26 on or about the 10th day of March 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Darren Kinsley Parker, failed to provide proof of permanent residence by COB March 10th, 2023 in violation of condition number 26.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I'm guilty for that one.
No, you have to say true or not true.
True.
At state waives all the violations, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 26, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 26?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 26 true. Is there an agreement?
No, Your Honor. The state is recommending revocation, but I believe defense is asking for the defendant to be continued on his probation.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
My client has moved to Waller County, as the court is aware, to seek employment, to get employment. He is trying to transfer his case to Waller County.
Did he have permission to go to Waller County?
He called his probation officer and he also spoke with the supervisor.
You want to call him as a witness to find out if he wants to tell the court that he had permission?
Please.
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Darren Parker, Darren Kinsley Parker.
All right, defense?
Did you have permission from your probation officer to travel to Waller County?
Yes, and I had to give them an address when
How
I
did-
got there.
How did you get permission?
Okay, I
from-
cannot understand a word you're saying.
Can I take my mask off?
Sure.
How did you get permission from your probation officer?
It was a verbal conversation when I called her and I spoke to her supervisor.
What did you talk about with the supervisor?
I basically was telling her about my situation here in Bear County, about my living situation here. And they allowed me to move to Houston. There were certain things that happened with that address. So I kind of just ran into a situation where I had like no address to prove to the court. And I was staying out of hotel, sleeping in the car some days. I just went through a rough moment and I was working, but everything that I was trying to do, it wasn't working. So I saved up enough money and I
Who
wound
was your
up-
officer in Houston?
I never applied the address to them, so I never seen an officer or anything like that yet. I
All
was
right, so
still
that
going-
makes me suspicious of whether or not you had permission to go to Houston because you would need to be supervised.
Yes, ma'am. I was still talking to Miss Aramis Parker, my probation officer here. And I came to court, showed up on Zoom court here.
Do you want me to have Ms. Parker zoom in to here to let me know whether or not you all had a conversation about you moving? Because I mean, we can have her zoom in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'll get Ms. Parker on if I may. To bring to your recollection as well, we did have a compliance hearing with Mr. Parker on Zoom. And he was to provide all of the information required per your instruction and just failed to do so. I will get Ms. Parker online real quick.
And I will tell you, I have here Mr. Parker in February. I write everything down. It says defendant to reside in month-to-month hotel and provide address by March 10th, 2023. Provide proof of employment at Jimmy John's. Defendant states employment is aware of his criminal history. And you need to provide proof of current hotel residence.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had approved travel February 22nd through March 10th. And you were allowed to transfer to Prairie View, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
So were you not in Prairie View, Texas?
I was, but the hotel room that I was staying at, they said that their systems were down. So they gave me a written receipt.
Mhm.
And when I submitted that to Ms. Parker, it just wouldn't hold up for proof. So I was trying to save money for an extended stay hotel. And instead I wound up saving enough money to get my own apartment. So I just really felt like, instead of
Did you give them notice of your address at that apartment? That's either yes or no. Not to me.
No.
Did you give it to probation?
No, I sent my lawyer my deposit because I had to wait until the 1st of June to move in. He was waiting, my landlord was waiting for the tenant that was currently there to move out fully. So I sent Mr. Engelke my deposit that I paid. I believe that was. So I'm just trying to get the
Yeah,
date.
but this motion to revoke was filed in April. So all this stuff that you're doing in June is neither here nor there.
Reserves.
Right. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I was unaware that I was had a motion to revoke in April.
No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling me, what you did after the motion to revoke. Yeah, that's great. But I gave you instructions that you were to provide information. Pardon? Yes, your probation officer is here.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Parker? No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling me, what you did after the motion. All right, Ms. Parker, can you unmute? Information.
This is Officer Parker.
All right, so is there any objections to Ms. Parker appearing by Zoom?
None from the defense.
None from the state.
Thank you. All right, and I'll continue to hear what you're saying. All right, Ms. Parker. Excuse me, Ms. Parker.
No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling.
All right, you may continue. I
Um,
think she's listening instead of, yes.
what part was supposed to be questioning? Sorry.
No, we're talking about you moving from place to place. You said Ms. Parker gave you permission to go to Houston.
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay,
Sorry about that, Judge.
no problem.
when I stayed there, I ran into a situation there where I had to leave. So it made it very difficult for me to.
And the person who's on Zoom, Ms. Parker,
Yes,
that's the
Judge.
probation officer who you're saying gave you permission to go to Houston?
But she was aware that I was there.
Nope.
Yes, ma'am.
What you said is you talked to your probation officer, Ms. Parker, and she gave you permission to go to Houston.
Actually, her supervisor, because I had to talk to her supervisor, and her supervisor.
Do you really want me to put the supervisor on here? Because we will put the supervisor by Zoom on here.
I'm just being honest about what happened, ma'am.
Excuse me,
All right.
Judge. She's sitting next to me if you'd like her to join in.
All right, thank you. So the supervisor's here. So you're saying the supervisor gave you permission to go to Houston?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
Just a copy of the receipt that you
That is.
like to know this is the evidence.
Do you want to mark that or you just want the court to review it?
I'd like the court to review it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, this really doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me what this is just deposit for.
I have my
Please.
lease right here, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Any,
it provides an address. That was
this is not his
requested.
signature on here. It says resident signature and it has it looks like the last name is Jones.
Yes, ma'am. I was incarcerated. So my landlord is aware that I was incarcerated. So he was able to still add my prior girlfriend to the lease so she could sign the lease so we can move in. I just was incarcerated, so I couldn't be home to sign it.
Okay. So who is the person who you said gave permission for you to go to Houston?
I believe that the supervisor, the lady in the orange, I don't know her name. I apologize.
All right. All right. Any objection to her appearing by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, if you can lower your hand and state your name for the record.
Sherry Simonelli.
All right. Ms. Simonelli, did you give Mr. Parker permission to move to Houston?
Ma'am, I do not think so.
All right, so do you not think so or you don't know?
This is what I can recall of the conversation. I don't remember the date or the month. I remember he got me on the telephone. He was in crisis. He needed somewhere to go. I told him to go somewhere to be safe and to let his probation officer know where he was going to be after he was safely somewhere. So it was not a permission to move. It was permission to get somewhere to get safe.
Okay. All right, any other questions?
No, Judge.
All right, Miss, any questions?
Um,
Can I
My
tell you
client's
exactly?
response.
Can I tell you exactly what she said?
Well, no, we'll get back to you. Any questions?
No.
All right, Ms. Parker,
Yes,
can you raise
Judge.
your right hand for me, please? Do
Yes,
you
Judge.
solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Miss Parker.
All right, Ms. Parker, did Mr. Parker, who is no relation, I'm assuming,
No relation.
inform you of where he would be living in Houston?
No, ma'am. When he first called to say he had nowhere to go, we did tell him he did not have permission. He needed to get the judge's permission in order to transfer, move. And so because it was a crisis situation that he was telling us, we said, well, you're going to do what you need to do to be safe. So then once we had the compliance hearing, he was supposed to give us a address of where he was going to be at living. He had trouble with that. I think he gave us a handwritten receipt on a piece of paper. And we're like, this is not legit. So we never had confirmation on where he was living. I attempted to call the place at least 4 or 5 times, never could get through. So when we did the compliance hearing with you, I can't remember the dates that you gave him. By the close of business, he needed to have proof of the address. And he never gave us that. So still to this day, we never knew where he lived until I got an alert that he was arrested on Prairie View's campus for an assault. And then at that point, in that police report, it said the witnesses stated that he was living at that dorm or that apartment on Prairie View. So that's when I knew then I was like, okay, well, he wasn't even at the hotel. Now it was some, I don't know if it was the dorm, apartment or something on Prairie View, but once I got the alert that he was arrested for that assault charge, that's kind of where I knew where he was. So no, ma'am, I never had any proof till this day of any address that he was at since he left this county. Since he left Bexar County, excuse me.
All right, any questions? Defense?
How did you get the phone number for that address?
How did I get the phone number?
You said you made several phone calls that were not successful.
Yes, so it was, he gave me the name, and forgive me, I want to say it's Prairie View Inn or
Right.
so I Googled the name. I want to say he maybe had the phone number on the written, and I can look it up real quick if you allow me, but I want to say it might have been a phone number on the written one, or a business card or something like that. But that's the number where we Googled as far as online of what the number was, but that's all we had because we were doing our due diligence and trying to get a verbal over the phone to say that he's living there to at least give the judge something. So we weren't even required to do that. I was trying to help Mr. Parker by like, okay, you giving me this written note, let me go over and beyond and try to get a verbal over the phone, but we couldn't even get that because he never provided a legit receipt, something to state that he lived at this address. So we were actually doing due diligence, trying to get some type of somebody over the phone to state that he was residing there.
Ask you another question.
Yeah, sure.
You said you Googled Prairie View.
If that's the name, I can look it up. If I can go through my records, I'm saying the name, but that might be the wrong.
And you made a Google search and was it successful?
The Google search on the
name that you can't remember right now.
It came up. It came up. So it was the name. If I'm saying the name correct, it was a hotel, and I believe he even zoomed from. No, he didn't zoom from. I take that back. I'm sorry. I believe I want to say he gave a business card. I can look it up, but I want to say the name was Prairie View Inn, but I could be totally wrong, sir. But I think that might have been the receipt that you have, but I can look up the handwritten one.
Okay, but so let me make sure I understand you. You did contact a hotel, a Google search with what you remember is the Prairie View Inn. That's my memory too.
Okay.
And that Google search was not successful.
When you say
that you were not successful in getting an answer to your phone call.
Yes, that I was not successful as getting a answer to my phone call. That's correct.
But you're able to make a call.
I was able to make the call, but was it the right number? I do not know, sir.
So you had enough.
No one ever. I'm sorry.
So you had enough information from your Google search in order to make a call.
That's the furthest I got. Is that the Google search gave me the name, gave me a phone number, but I do not know. I don't have confirmation if that was the correct phone number, the location, anything. It's just the Google search, yes, sir, brought up that information.
How many times did you call?
It was three times I called. Give me a sec. Okay. It was on March the 21st. We called at 9 o'clock. I called at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 1 p.m., and 2 p.m. and there was no answer for each attempt made.
Do you have any reason to believe that you would never receive a response to your call if you called on a different day?
I do not know if I would have called on a different day if I would have got a response, because I shouldn't have even had to call. It was his responsibility to give me the proof. So I was doing this out of just trying to help Mr. Parker. So I was never required to call. I was trying to help Mr. Parker out because it seemed like he was having difficulty getting me what was required of him. So if I was to call a different day, I don't know that answer, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that was on a that was on a Tuesday. So would it have been different? I don't know.
I would like to ask Mr. Parker a few questions.
Well, no. Any other questions for this witness?
No, Judge.
All right, if you all would just remain on just a few minutes, just in case someone has some more questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to recall Mr. Parker?
Yes. Mr. Parker, where did you stay?
I was staying at right now, where do I live?
No, where were you staying?
I was staying at the Prairie Lanes.
Okay. And were you having trouble getting in touch with the people there?
I was having trouble with them printing out a receipt because they said their systems was down. I was paying money. They written down, gave me a receipt basically paying what I paid. He wrote her a whole letter, and I knew that it was not a printed receipt that you would regularly get from a payment when you make at a hotel residence. But he was trying the best that he could, that I was honest with him about, my situation. And I know that Judge wasn't, playing games. She wanted me to get the address by a certain date. I tried my hardest, and everything I tried to do, it wasn't working. It wasn't.
So you tried?
I tried hard.
Okay. No further questions.
All right.
When were you staying at the Prairie View Inn?
I can't remember the exact dates, but I know that I was staying there throughout the months of April and up to about April 26th, because I started having to sleep in the car because I was saving money for the apartment that I was trying to pay the deposit for.
What about the place? I'm not going to ask about the specific facts of your arrest, but where were you staying?
I can be honest about it. I'm not going to lie to the judge. I'm not going to lie to the courts. I was actually in the car. So some days, I just felt like I can't keep paying day by day. I was paying about $85 a day trying to stay inside the hotel. So I felt like, honestly, I make $12.50 an hour. So I'm trying to save money so I can pay for the deposit, pay for the first month's rent. And I didn't want to get my girlfriend kicked out of school. So I felt as though if I give, her address to the courts, that she would get kicked out of school. So I really was trying to not put her, dorm address as this court, because I really don't know if it would have happened or not, but I was just trying to protect her and her school. So I wasn't trying to give y'all that address. I was trying hard to just get a receipt for the address for the hotels. Everything I did, it didn't work. So I don't know, it's just I'm well, let me try to get an apartment. I started searching for an apartment. I wound up finding an apartment. I was just trying my best to do everything that I could to get the address, but I failed.
Any other questions?
Nothing to say, Judge.
Person listed on that list, is that the girlfriend?
That's my girlfriend. Yes, ma'am.
How old is she?
She is 23.
All right, and how old are you?
I'm 30.
All right, does she have any children?
No.
And is she in college?
Yes.
Did you tell her about your criminal history?
She knows that I have had a past. Yes,
No, does she know your criminal history? That's
not-
either
not
yes
no,
or no. So why are you going into a relationship with her being untruthful? Do her parents know that she's staying with you, a person who has this criminal history?
But they don't know about my criminal history. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, so basically you live in a double life with them.
May I speak, Your Honor?
No, let me finish asking my questions.
No, they know I've been in trouble. I have been honest about it. She knows that I have been in trouble. She knows.
How did you meet her?
Just when I stayed in San Antonio, I had a homeboy and he used to date his sister. So honestly, I met that way. We really was just friends at first. We wasn't, we didn't even like each other like that. We would just go to the bar or something with them, and we kind of just started to hang out through that. Just chilling with my
And
homeboy.
honestly, I'm just asking these questions because I'm trying to figure out, why would you, somebody who's trying to get their college degree, why would you drag them down with your baggage and you haven't even solved your baggage?
She was aware of the charges that I had. It's just, I guess we just.
No, you told me she wasn't aware of your entire criminal history.
Oh, I thought you were just speaking about like my past, not this.
Yeah, I mean, your criminal history, that's something somebody should know.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I had a conversation with her about this case. She knows I was on
No,
probation.
your entire criminal history.
I talked to her about a lot of things that were
Your
happening.
entire criminal history?
Yes, the important things I did tell her, I
No,
talked
no,
to
no.
her about it.
Your entire
No,
criminal
no,
history.
No, sorry.
All right. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What I can tell you is I've tried with you and I've read through the court's file the number of times that I work with you on your address. And I'm not paying any attention. I see these other allegations that are in the motion. I'm not even paying attention to those. But since you're here before me, have you been using marijuana since the first time when you were admonished not to use marijuana?
Yes, ma'am. And I was asked to do a drug class. I needed help. I'm not even gonna lie. I kept on smoking. I was being disobedient. Miss Parker.
Disobedience is what a child does. You were violating the court's rule and your contract with the court.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you're before the court, I think, asking for mercy when you have done nothing. Name one thing that you've done on probation that's been asked of you.
I've been doing stipulations to complete my community service. I got
How many community service hours have you done?
Well, I had things in here that they asked me to get a COVID vaccination
No,
shot.
my question is, how many community service?
I believe I want to say 40 of them.
Okay, so you've done community service hours. What else have you done?
The MRT course, I completed that.
Which hasn't helped, because that's the more recognition training, a therapy course. And that's supposed to be teaching you what you should have learned in first grade and kindergarten, that you're supposed to do right by people and follow rules. So that didn't help. So what else have you done?
I don't know, ma'am. I've had a hard time. I've had a hard time.
Yes.
We do have a COVID vaccination.
No. I understand that he did the COVID shot. And I know with regards to COVID, the court was deducting some of the community service hours, not the length of probation or the other conditions. So that's all you've done.
I also was trying to wait for Miss Parker to give me more information about the parenting class. I never received information about if I could.
Well, nobody knows where you're living. You're transient.
This was when I was still in Barrett County, man. Like, it's things that we talked about in the office that I was waiting for her to do.
And Miss Parker's going to address that issue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Parker.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Parker went through orientation. At orientation, they give him a copy of the classes that he has to take. During his first appointment, he was provided a handout of the classes that he needed to take for parenting. For his probation, he's completed a substance abuse evaluation. And that is about it. We did sign him up for outpatient treatment. However, he could not complete that because he left the county. So that was pretty much an unsuccessful discharge because they're not doing that via Zoom. And I think the counselor was trying to work with it, but it couldn't work that way because they don't do it via Zoom. So as far as his on his felony case, he's only completed I want to say it's the substance abuse evaluation, but the parenting, he has been giving information multiple times on where he can complete that parenting on that.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Something about that. She supposedly gave me info. Could I get?
Here's the thing,
Okay.
you are putting off what you are responsible for on everybody. Your girlfriend who's in college, who's trying to live her life, it's her responsibility to be on the lease because maybe you can't be on the lease because you're in jail or you have criminal history. I clearly put in here that you were to do parenting classes, which tells me you have children.
Yes, ma'am.
No contact with strip clubs, which tells me there's an issue with you in strip clubs. And I don't know if that's the politically correct. I would say no contact with places where people take off their clothes for money.
And I haven't been in one. ever
All
since
right.
you told me.
Yes. So basically you haven't done what the court has asked for you. I'm going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can give people choices, sometimes I can't. And you're going to be languishing because you have this assault that's out of county court, another county court. It's in another county. Do we know what's happening on that?
No, Judge.
Well, then I can't give you a choice. Yes.
I've talked to the girlfriend who is the victim in the assault case, and she's told me that she does not want to testify.
Oh, and let me ask you, this girlfriend, is this the girlfriend who's in college?
Yes, ma'am. But can I say something, ma'am? That situation, I was protecting myself. That's why she doesn't want to testify.
Well, you all shouldn't be together.
It shouldn't be happening.
All right. I don't even understand that. Again, with regards to you and your girlfriend who's in college, she hasn't even met you yet. She's just been meeting your publicist because nobody knows who you really are. You didn't tell her parents about your entire criminal history. She doesn't know about your entire criminal history. And you're sitting around using marijuana. I don't know if you're using marijuana on campus with her or not, but you're dragging her down because you don't have your life together. And I've given you chance after chance with regards to your address. My mind is a steel trap. I remember the Zoom with you at the hotel room and me telling you, this is what we need from you. And the probation officer is right. They had no duty to pick up the phone and try to call places for you. That was all on you. Probation officers are underpaid and they have hundreds of people that they're supervising. And they can't handhold everybody because you're an adult. It would be different if this is juvenile court or they're dealing with babies. With babies, you gotta keep them on task. You're supposed to be on task and you're not. No less than 4 or 5 times I had compliance hearings for you. We addressed the issues with your address and you didn't do what was asked of you. That's a problem. Do you have the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal?
No, I do not.
All right, you need to grab that and have your client sign it. Mr. Parker, I've given you many chances. There's just nothing else that I can do. I've had you before me on numerous occasions where I have tried to solve the issue with your address and you just have not followed through. At some point, there's nothing else that can be done. So,
sorry, can I say
yes.
something, ma'am, please?
Sure.
From my heart. I just really was trying everything I could to get you your address proof. I really was. I just really was having a hard time getting it, man. Like, my last option was to continue to try to do the thing with the hotel and continue for them to tell me they can't, give me proof that was
But
acceptable.
I mean, here's the thing, you've told me that you've been smoking marijuana, so you're just sitting around smoking marijuana. And moving into a dorm or moving onto dorm or college property without the college knowing. There are other people with children at Prairie View. They don't want you on campus, at least not knowing that you're on campus. And I will tell you this, the lease that's signed where it's your girlfriend's names that's down and then your name is sort of put in there, but not put in there.
Mine is the first one up there, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No, I saw it. But what I'm telling you, that was going to end up causing you problems in the long run because your name shouldn't have been on that lease because of your criminal history.
Sorry, ma'am. Can I please let you know? It was like no It wasn't no background history. I had a private land order. I went to the last option I could get. I paid $725 a month, all bills paid. It was like everything around there was kind of like this last option. I tried my hardest. I saved that money. I called the guy. She didn't help me with that apartment. Only why she's on the lease is because I was locked up. That's why it's the slash up there, and he added her because to move in, someone had to sign the lease. It was just me on the lease. Man, I was trying to get y'all address as fast as possible. I know I didn't do it in a timely manner.
No, it's not timely because we've been trying to get this address since June 2022.
Yes, and
And
then
now we're in 2023.
yes, ma'am. And then the lady from my other court, she gave me until August 26th to prove her something. I just thought that y'all was in communication. I got him the address before even that court date. I was really just trying to get into an apartment. I wasn't trying to disobey you with just saying, forget her, I'm not gonna get her an address. I just really had a very, very hard time getting the address. And I wasn't trying to keep prolonging like I talked to Mr. Engelke when I was out in Prairie. I told him, I said, I just went on and called the landlord, saved some money and got me an address. I said, I really was trying, man. It's not like I did it wrong. I know I'm wrong. I went to the drug classes. I was trying. This address situation, it really, it sounds simple, but what I was going through, it just was not simple. I
All
can't
right,
blame
probation,
anybody.
what is your recommendation? Probation, what's the probation recommendation? All right. All right, the court is finding you guilty. The court will grant the motion. Not grant you community supervision. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, showing you what's entitled trial court certification. I'm sorry, counsel. Here you go.
I'm sorry.
Why are you reaching through the wire, counsel? I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I don't know what it is. No.
Counsel, did you go over the trial court certification of his rights to appeal?
Yes, I explained it to him.
All right, Mr. Parker, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion that you pled true to, not the fact that you are on deferred. Do you understand? All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And also, I'm sorry, there's to be no contact with Tashawn Campbell, Benjamin Covington, Bobby Yanez, Joseph Pullian, Pullin. All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
In the end, this case wasn't about housing hardship, it was about repeated non-compliance. The judge weighed credibility, ignored unrelated allegations, and focused on one core failure: responsibility. The result, 2 years in prison and a felony conviction, underscores how probation is a contract, not a suggestion. If you found this case as intense as we did, hit like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.